Bartica, get ready. Government is coming to you on Tuesday, June 18 at the Telethon from 10 hours. It's Monday, June 17, and we have lots to tell you today. Ghana envisions much to be accomplished through its partnership with Cuba, says Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Karen Cummings. The minister met with her visiting Cuban counterpart at the weekend and engaged in bilateral talks.
Ghana envisions much to be accomplished through our partnership as we work towards the consolidation of ongoing initiatives while exploring new and innovative ones.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Karen Cummings. During their meeting, both ministers discussed areas of mutual interest including cooperation, bilateral trade, regional affairs, and CARICOM-Cuba relations.
Over the 4 decades, we have benefited tremendously under the Ghana-Cuba cooperation. You've been very supportive in providing assistance to Guyanese patients, those who are seeking medical assistance abroad, including our own president of Guyana. And we're very grateful for your support in that area. In addition to that, we continue to have scholarships in various fields, from culture to sports, dentistry, architecture, engineering, agronomy, computer science.
The Cuban foreign minister said his government is committed to fulfilling its agreement with Guyana on cooperation, particularly in the healthcare sector.
Let me express our commitment to fulfill the cooperation agreements in different areas, maybe most importantly in the healthcare sector.
The Cuban foreign minister assured that Ghana remains one of Cuba's most important partners in the region. He hinted at the possibility of a language exchange program which would see Cuban professors being trained in Guyana. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
In the meantime, President David Granger, in a meeting with the Cuban foreign minister, assured of Ghana's solidarity relative to the economic, commercial, and international peace and security. The head of state and the Cuban foreign minister discussed matters of mutual interest, including climate change and the environment, the protection of wildlife, renewable energy, and healthcare, to name a few. The president thanked the government of Cuba for providing excellent and professional healthcare to him while he was being treated there for non-Hodgkin lymphoma over the past few months. Ghana's sugar industry is being revitalized and repositioned to once again thrust the economy forward, ensuring a bright future for all.
The assurance was given by Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, who told celebrants of the 71st Enmore Martyrs Day on Sunday that the industry is not on its deathbed. Addressing hundreds at the plantation Enmore East Coast Demerara Monument, A.G. Williams said the government's vision for the industry remains the same.
President Granger has assured workers that the sugar industry is not being closed. It is being right-sized, restructured, and reformed in order to make it sustainable and profitable.
The Attorney General said government wants to make life better for all in the sugar belt. This, he believes, will be the most fitting tribute to the 5 brave sugar workers who had their lives snuffed out on June 16, 1948. At an earlier celebration at the La Repentir Cemetery, Minister with responsibility for Labour Keith Scott recalled that the government was recently faced with a difficult situation and had to make a decision to close and twin some of the sugar estates.
We have been unjustly and unjustifiably criticized for the restructuring measures which we have put in place that make sure that sugar does not fail. If you are a leader, if you're leading a country, if you're leading a people, you must recognize when the time has come that you are putting money down a bottomless pit, that you have to say this is the line of marcation, point of no return, we must stop. And then a real leader then comes up with creative ideas that will then restructure and bring back your industry. That is why we can say today that the sugar industry will not fail.
On June 16, 1948, Rambaran, Puran, Lalabaji, Suraj Bali, and Hari were killed by colonial police. during a strike at the East Coast Demerara estate. The 5 martyrs were among a larger group of workers, many of whom were also injured, demanding better working conditions. For InfoHub, I'm Alexis Rodney.
The Trinidad-based Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, will deliver judgments on Tuesday, June 18 at 10 hours on 3 consolidated cases arriving from the December 21, 2018 vote in the National Assembly. According to the CCJ, one of the main issues in that case concerns how many votes were required to carry the motion, given that the membership of the National Assembly totaled 65 members. Another decision concerns whether former Member of Parliament Charandas Prasad was eligible to vote, as he was disqualified from membership of the National Assembly as a result of his dual citizenship. The cases include Charandas Prasad versus private citizen Compton Reed, Dr. Barton Scotland, the Attorney General Bharat Jagdeo, Joseph Harmon, and the Guyana Elections Commission. Compton Reed, Harmon, and the Attorney General are challenging the validity of the December 21 vote. The trio also want the CCJ to uphold the Guyana Court of Appeals decision that an absolute majority was required to pass the motion on December 21. DPI will be streaming the hearings on our website and Facebook page. Stay connected to get updates. With Guyana poised for a massive transformation through its oil and gas industry, the government has taken steps to craft an urban development master plan.
The master plan will be the blueprint to guide the future development of the city for the next 15 to 20 years. At the official launch of the task force on Monday, Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan said that the government recognizes that the emergence of the oil and gas sector will surge the demand for public and private infrastructure, particularly in urban spaces.
The Cabinet has mandated the establishment of a high-level task force to give priority attention, not exclusive attention, to waterfront development and urban planning. The task force is not an intervention to usurp extant legal and institutional provision catering to those needs, but rather a mechanism of support to complement short-term responses to increase the probability of maximum positive impact on the society.
Director of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino, addressed the impact of oil and gas and the need for proactive infrastructural planning. He noted that Georgetown remains a place of heavy vehicular traffic and increasing congestion. It is therefore essential that a master plan takes effect.
Any such master plan must include the consideration of identifying infrastructural needs, onshore support such as fabrication and construction, and supply and service opportunities such as transportation and distribution arising from exploration and development of oil and gas resources in offshore Guyana.
The task force brings together key public agencies and ministries, including the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Environmental Protection Agency, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, and the Ministry of Natural Resources, among others. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
More than 100 persons were awarded mining lands at the 3rd mining lottery hosted by the government through the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission.
22-year-old Whitney Robertson was one among the scores of people who benefited from the lottery. Robertson, who hails from the west bank of Demerara, traveled to the mining town Linden to participate in the mining lottery after she made an application for a mining block.
I feel that there's a purpose here now for youths and that we are being more encouraged to do stuff, so I'm excited.
For one winner, it was a welcoming experience as he recounted the back and forth he was subjected to under the previous administration.
I feel very glad and nice about it because a lot of things happened a long time ago that you apply for blocks, it's owned by somebody. You go on next place again, it's owned by somebody else again, and that's what he pushed around all the time.
Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman explained that this initiative is in keeping with the promise to break this old system and make lands available to persons.
Wherever we go, we hear that mining lands are not available, and so we're here to fulfill that.
This is the 3rd lottery hosted for the year, with the first 2 in Georgetown and Port Kaituma. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
Still to come, Deputy Tushau debunks negative claims about Linden-Letham Road, and Leonora Sea Defense works ahead of schedule. Details of these and more after the break. Stay with us.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Tushau Eugene Isaac of Toka Village Region 9 has refuted the spurious claims that characterize the Linden to Telethon Road project in a negative light.
Deputy Tushau Isaac has called on Guyanese to be fair in their critique of the Linden to Telethon Road, noting that the buses and other vehicles are still using the carriageway.
And so I think efforts were put inside. We have seen that there were even problems up to last year where there were real big holes in the road. But nevertheless, those things are fixed. It's a bygone right now. I think we must somehow, find a way to say to the government, yes, you're doing a good job. And we are seeing that road is being fixed, and from Anai, or rather from Lethem to Anai, let me put it that way, that has been fixed. There's no problem on the road except for just about, about 50 meters before the Pirara Bridge, and just a little up from Pirara Bridge, there's a little slidey place there. It's not impossible.
The Tushau revealed that the Lethem to Anai road has been fixed with the exception of a few minor improvements that are needed on the approaches to the Pirara Bridge. He expressed confidence that these will be remedied soon.
Most of the road, compared with, let's say, last year and the many years before, since 92 we should say, when the road was handed over, beautiful, you could do from Lethem to Anai in like about 50 minutes, Right now, you do it about an hour, 20 minutes. You have some holes because I don't think the government is paying to fix the entire road, in the way like Paranapanema did it. But they're trying to what they have is a maintenance contract, I understand, which is excellent. So the contractors have to be on the ground and, do their thing. So they're on spot. And right now you've seen machineries in the road. That was real good to come out. You feel real nice. Like somebody's thinking about you centrally.
Construction of the 450 kilometers Linden to Lethem Road began this year under the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. Phase 1 includes building the 125 kilometers of road as funding was received from the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund. The project aims to bridge the gap between the coastland and the hinterland. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
As the coalition government works to strengthen sea defenses throughout the nation, Shaquille Bourne tells us about one of these projects on the Essequibo coast that is poised to have a lasting impact.
Approximately $175 million was invested by the Ministry of Public Infrastructure to construct 325 meters of riprap structure at Lenora. District Engineer for Region 3, Dennis Ramsing, provided InfoHub with an overview of the project.
Firstly, let me say the structure constitutes of a toe, lower slope, a berm, and an upper slope and crest, and embankment.
The engineer explained that the last stage of the project requires the construction of the embankment to support the structure.
The project is expected to be completed by August, but the way things are going here, in probably another month or so, all the works will be completed here.
The project is expected to remedy the challenges associated with topping in the area. A nearby vendor recounted her experience.
Before there was water coming in, because down there all there was flood.
The administrator of the Lenora Cottage Hospital also reflected on the challenges faced by the hospital due to flooding.
So you find that the water would overtop the seawall into our drain outside, and then the drain cannot take off that amount of water. So you find it will flood the hospital compound.
Taxi driver Parmahans Harry Ram, who works around the Lenora Cottage Hospital, also shared his thoughts.
No flooding. Non-water, you know, what happened, nothing new, what happened, everything are there.
Reported from the Lenora Sea Defense Project with videographer Joanne Jordan, Shaquille Bourne, Foreign for Hub.
No more late payments as the National Insurance Scheme and the Ghana Telephone and Telegraph Company collaborate to launch a mobile money app at the Giftland Mall.
The National Insurance Scheme NIS and the Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company GTT on Saturday launched a mobile money app which will benefit self-employed persons throughout Guyana.
Our two main activities that we focus on, the collection of contributions and the payment of benefits. And self-employed persons are required to pay their contributions on time. And many of them pay their contributions late because of access to the offices, especially those small persons who have stalls and who are in the logging business.
General Manager NIS, Holly Greaves. She added that the 15th of every month is Contribution Day, and the outreach exercise is not just intended to launch the payment app, but will facilitate the payment of contributions, provide medical checkups, collection of NIS cards, and address pension queries, among other services. NIS Chairman John Searam highlighted that the project was long overdue, stressing that the initiative is a step in the right direction.
Cash resources will be received promptly by NIS. 2, the customer doesn't have to find its way to the post office and other organizations to remit money. 3, once we have our money in promptly, it means that our recording process will be very much up to date.
Searam disclosed that NIS will soon observe best practices as other insurance schemes across the world. Mobile Money Guyana manager Nicola Duggan said the collaboration with NIS will address a social need.
We have some of our team members and they will be doing registration today. Apart from that, the mobile money service, persons can apply for it online. So you just go to mmg.gtt.co.gy and persons can go to that page and register. Within 24 hours, you get a PIN and you're on the way.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.